When jealousy mixes with arrogance in combat sports, it often creates the perfect storm for a harsh lesson. And that was exactly the atmosphere surrounding Dakota Ditcheva's clash with Sumiko Inaba, a fight that quickly became one of the most talked about moments in women's MMA. In the buildup, Inaba could not hide her frustration with the attention Dakota was receiving, openly questioning whether defeating the face of the promotion would make her the new star, and repeatedly claiming that Dakota had never been hit hard before. Those words were not just confidence, they were fueled by resentment.
Much every day this camp been going through so much, and these guys have kept me stuck together.
The kind that builds when one fighter feels overlooked while another rises rapidly. Dakota, however, reacted in the only way she ever does, by staying calm, composed, and completely uninterested in verbal battles. She had history to chase, aiming for her 10th consecutive stoppage, and another milestone in an already dominant career. And the louder Inaba spoke, the more focused Dakota became. When fight night arrived in South Africa, the tension was unmistakable. Dakota refused to touch gloves, a silent message that she was not there for respect or friendliness, only for business. Inaba, known for her aggressive and chaotic style, charged forward immediately, attempting to overwhelm Dakota with pressure and physicality. At first glance, it looked like Inaba was determined to turn the fight into a brawl, forcing Dakota backward and trying to prevent her from using her long-range striking. But the moment Inaba stepped into range, she paid for it. Dakota's counters were sharp, clean, and unforgiving, snapping Inaba's head back and forcing her to rethink every forward step. A kick to the face followed by a left hand instantly changed the energy of the fight, making it clear that Dakota's striking was on a completely different level. Inaba tried to adjust by pinning Dakota against the fence, hoping to neutralize her reach and turn the contest into a grinding clinch battle.
I think people were getting a little bit stressed that they weren't going to have me fight this year, but guys, I'm coming back, don't worry.
What she did not expect was how dangerous Dakota would be in close quarters. Drawing from her Muay Thai background, Dakota dominated the clinch exchanges, landing brutal knees to the body and elbows that sliced through Inaba's guard. Every clinch became a punishment, every separation an opportunity for Dakota to unleash combinations. Inaba's toughness kept her moving forward, but her face quickly showed the cost of that determination, swelling and bruising under the constant assault. As the first round progressed, it became clear that this was one-way traffic. Dakota controlled the pace, controlled the positioning, and controlled the damage, while Inaba relied almost entirely on grit to stay in the fight. In the second round, the pattern continued. Inaba kept charging, refusing to slow down, believing her pressure would eventually break Dakota, but instead she fell deeper into Dakota's trap. Sharp knees slammed into her midsection, elbows snapped her head back, and straight punches landed with frightening accuracy. Dakota's shot selection was flawless, mixing body and head attacks in a way that left Inaba unable to protect herself properly. Even when Inaba fired back, landing the occasional punch, Dakota barely reacted, maintaining her composure and continuing to dismantle her opponent piece by piece. The damage was accumulating fast. Inaba's face told the story of the fight, battered and swollen, while Dakota looked relaxed, confident, and almost playful in her dominance. Despite the punishment, Inaba's toughness refused to let her go down. She absorbed shots that would have finished most fighters, relying on her chin and sheer will to keep moving forward. That resilience earned respect, but it did not change the outcome. Dakota was having fun now, flowing between strikes, measuring distance perfectly, and landing with precision that highlighted why her striking arsenal is considered among the best in women's MMA. She varied her attacks constantly, knees to the body, elbows in the clinch, straight punches on the break, never giving Inaba a moment to breathe. As the fight moved into the final round, Dakota had already won every exchange, but she wanted more. Having stopped her last 9 opponents, she was hunting for a finish, pushing the pace, and looking for that one perfect moment to end it. Inaba still had a theoretical chance, knowing she needed something dramatic to change the fight, but her attacks lacked the power and precision needed to threaten Dakota seriously. Then,
Good, you know what? I woke up this morning and the first thing I saw on my phone was an interview she did.
in the middle of the third round, Dakota signaled to her corner that she had injured her left arm, a revelation that shocked viewers considering how dominant she had been. Even with that injury, her mindset did not change. She adjusted instantly, relying more on her right hand, knees, and elbows, continuing the demolition without hesitation. Inaba attempted a takedown, desperate to change the flow of the fight, but Dakota shrugged it off, using her remaining weapons to keep the pressure on. With less than a minute left, Dakota even began to taunt her now badly bruised opponent, a rare moment of swagger from a fighter who usually lets her performance speak for itself. The statistics told the story of total dominance, with Dakota landing an overwhelming majority of the strikes, controlling every round from start to finish. When the final bell rang, there was no doubt about the result. The judges delivered a clear and unanimous decision in Dakota's favor, winning every round by a wide margin. Yet instead of celebration, Dakota showed frustration and sadness. revealing after the fight that she had likely injured her left arm again after returning from a long layoff. She acknowledged Inaba's toughness and warrior spirit, but also admitted that the fight taught her an important lesson, that not every opponent can be knocked out, and sometimes true greatness is about having the discipline to execute a full fight plan over multiple rounds. As the post-fight interviews circulated across social media, analysts began breaking down the subtleties of Dakota Ditcheva's performance, pointing out details that casual viewers might have missed in real time, such as her ability to read timing shifts and adjust her rhythm mid-round without external instruction. One of the most striking aspects was how Dakota consistently disrupted Inaba's balance, not through brute force, but by stepping off center at the exact moment her opponent committed forward, forcing missed strikes and awkward recoveries. These micro-adjustments accumulated damage over time, both physically and mentally, as Inaba visibly hesitated before engaging, unsure of when Dakota would counter. That hesitation alone became a weapon, allowing Dakota to dictate the tempo entirely, slowing the fight when she wanted control and accelerating exchanges when she sensed vulnerability. Even commentators noted that Dakota appeared unusually calm for a fighter dealing with an injury, never wincing, never signaling discomfort, and never allowing her opponent to sense weakness. This level of emotional control is rare, especially in fighters who are still early in their professional rise, and it speaks volumes about her preparation and mindset. In many ways, this bout served as a stress test, revealing how Dakota operates when the expected script of a quick finish is taken away. Instead of frustration turning into recklessness, she leaned into discipline, trusting that winning rounds decisively would ultimately send a stronger message than forcing a knockout that wasn't there. The significance of that choice cannot be overstated, because it demonstrated a maturity that championship contenders must possess long before they reach title fights. Behind the scenes, her team later revealed that the game plan had emphasized patience and efficiency, knowing Inaba's durability and willingness to brawl, and Dakota executed that plan with surgical precision. Each strike she threw had intent, whether it was to score, to set up a future opening, or to drain energy, and nothing was wasted. By the championship rounds, Inaba's output had slowed dramatically, not just because of fatigue, but because Dakota had systematically removed her confidence through repeated clean connections. The psychological toll of being outclassed over time is often more devastating than a sudden knockout, and this fight was a textbook example of that reality. Fans who initially questioned whether Dakota could maintain excitement over longer fights found their doubts answered, as the tension of her control and the anticipation of potential finishes kept the audience engaged until the final horn. When the judge's decision was announced, there was no controversy, no debate, only acknowledgement that the better fighter had clearly asserted herself from start to finish. This performance also shifted how future opponents will approach Dakota, because they can no longer rely on surviving early danger in hopes of capitalizing later. She showed that she can pressure without overcommitting, defend without retreating, and dominate without relying on a single weapon. As her highlights circulated online, the narrative began to evolve from unstoppable knockout artist to complete martial artist, a transition that often separates stars from legends. Dakota herself reinforced this perspective by stating that her goal has never been to chase viral moments, but to build a career defined by consistency and growth. That mindset resonates deeply in a sport where longevity is rare and adaptability is essential. The fight also reignited conversations about her ceiling within the division, with experts suggesting that if she continues developing at this pace, championship contention is not a question of if, but when. Her ability to neutralize emotional distractions, ignore external noise, and perform under less than perfect circumstances positions her as a nightmare matchup for anyone relying on intimidation or psychological warfare. In retrospect, the jealousy and pre-fight comments that surrounded this matchup only served to highlight the contrast between talk and execution, as Dakota let her performance deliver the final verdict. This extended battle became a defining chapter in her story, not because of how it ended, but because of how she controlled every moment within it. As the dust settled, one truth became increasingly clear. Dakota Ditcheva is not just winning fights, she is building a foundation that can withstand pressure, adversity, and time. And that foundation is what ultimately produces greatness in the unforgiving world of combat sports.